Do you feel like you have to know every step, every turn, every outcome before you make a move? Here's the truth, friend. You don't. In fact, needing to control it all might be the very thing keeping you stuck. Today, we're talking about the freedom that comes when you stop gripping the wheel so tight and just letting the road take you wherever it goes. As a recovering control freak, this is for all of those who like to be in control. And be sure to subscribe on YouTube, Spotify, or Apple, wherever you get your podcasts, and follow us for powerful clips throughout the week. Welcome to the Say Yes Experience. I'm your host, Jessica Rector. If you have been here before, welcome back. If this is your first time joining us, welcome, friend. Let me ask you something. Are you one of the people who like to know exactly where you're going, every turn mapped out, every step planned before you'll even start? Here's the problem with that. Life doesn't work like that. And when you get stuck, whether it's in traffic, in your career, or in your own head, you feel restless, anxious, like you just want to move but can't. That's exactly what I faced on day 9 of 100 days of Say Yes Experiences. I drove 2 hours, no GPS, no phone, no plan, no destination, just me and the road. And when I got stuck in traffic, I felt completely stagnant. And here's the twist. That drive ended up being one of the most freeing experiences I've had because it taught me what happens when you stop needing to control and just start moving. In this episode, I'm breaking down why sitting still feels so unbearable, how to release your grip on control, and how freedom and clarity show up when you finally let go of the plan. And quick note, the Say Yes Experience isn't just a podcast, it's a movement to help people live more, take risks, and say yes to their lives. If you're a brand that aligns with that, we're open to sponsorship partners. This is about reaching bold, driven people who are done playing small. Shoot me an email at hello@sayyesexperience.com. That's hello@sayyesexperience.com. Let's make it happen. What I know about you is that you don't want to be in the same place 3 years, 3 months, or even 3 days like you are right now. You want to be moving. You want to be going towards something. So get started by downloading our free Say Yes Experience framework at sayyesexperience.com. Now, let's help you do just that. And let's get into day 9. So day 9 of 100 Days of Say Yes Experiences was driving for 2 hours without a GPS, without using a phone, without any destination or end in sight. Besides, wherever I end up at the end of that 2 hours is where I end up. And it was a bit challenging starting off. First, when I got in my car and started driving, I actually drove on the highway the exact opposite of the way I thought I was going to be driving. I wanted to know where I was going to be, where 2 hours would take me. So already in my head, I'm trying to map it out in my brain of, 2 hours should be about, whereas I really had absolutely no idea where it was going to end up. Now, if I did have to do it all over again, I wouldn't just stay on a highway the whole time, which is what I did this time. I would actually take some random exit, turn randomly right or left, keep going straight, whatever that would be, and literally see where I would end up that way. But the way that I did it this time was I literally got in the car 2 hours and just drove the highway and had no idea where it was going to be after 2 hours. And so I wanted to see what was ahead. And when you don't have a GPS, it's a little bit these days, a little bit confusing because You don't know if there's a better route to where you're going. You don't know if there's traffic on the route where you're going. And it just reminded me how we all try and control so many aspects of our lives. Our career moves, relationship, even timelines for success. No, we don't want it to take 5 years. We want it to take 2. Actually, we'd like it to happen next week. So being in control is often an illusion. Growth happens when you step out of that uncertainty and you keep moving forward. So after I was on the road it was probably about an hour, I got stuck in traffic. Now, in the DFW area, pretty much no matter where you go, you're stuck in traffic of some kind. However, it was literally midday when I wasn't in morning traffic, afternoon traffic, or so I thought. Midday, and all of a sudden on the highway, I'm not on an off-road, on the highway, we're at a standstill. We are not moving at all. And as I sit there, I start thinking about, is there a better way? Why aren't we moving? I move my car a little bit over to one side to see if I can see what's up ahead, what's keeping us stuck. Because it wasn't even like 2 lanes were moving and one was not. No one was moving. And so I try and look around the cars in front of me. What's going on? It kind of bends, the highway bends a little bit. So I'm looking ahead. No one's moving up there either. Does not instill confidence. Looking to the right to see if there's an off ramp that I can get off the highway, move around said cars, and find a faster path. I'm always looking for the most efficient way to get somewhere, the most efficient way to do something. But also on my GPS on my phone, I can see that it's red or yellow. So I could have seen that we're going to be stuck here. So it could have prepared me for what was up ahead. Zero preparation because I had no GPS that I was using. So I literally am stuck on the highway, not moving, with no clue how long I'd be sitting there. And as I start sitting there, moments pass, minutes go by. Now, again, all I knew is I needed to drive for 2 hours. I had no real destination in sight. And if I did, I would have been way late. Want your event to do more than just motivate? Want it to transform? Hi, I'm Jessica Rector, CEO of the Say Yes Experience, #1 best-selling author, and the keynote speaker and experience creator companies call when they are serious about change. I don't just speak, I'm known to move people. From the main stage to custom Say Yes Experience team building events, your group will crush comfort zones, ignite connection, and fuel mental wellness and peak potential, all while having the kind of fun that actually sticks. Whether it's a leadership summit, company offsite, or all hands meeting, we bring immersive, energizing experiences that unlock what's next for your people and business. So if you're ready to ditch burnout and lead your team into bold action and a Say Yes culture, book me now at jessicarector.com or email me at jessica@jessicarector.com. And hey, subscribe to the Say Yes Experience podcast right here. It's where the movement starts.
You've heard of a bucket list, things you want to do before you die, right? At the Say Yes Experience, we believe in something truly more powerful. The Say Yes bucket list, the things you want to do to truly start living. It's about feeling alive, breaking out of routine, and turning someday into right now. We've created a free Say Yes bucket list template to help you get started, so you can move to ideas to action and start saying yes to light the things that light your fire. So don't wait to truly start living, and download your free template today.
But as I'm sitting there, I feel stuck. The longer I'm sitting in my car, not moving, the more anxious I'm feeling, the madder I feel like I'm getting inside. I'm getting frustrated because I'm making no progress. I'm literally not getting anywhere. And for me, I would rather drive on a side road, even if it takes the same amount of time, driving on a back road to get somewhere, or staying stuck, not moving, and then all of a sudden it opens up and you quickly get there. I would way rather drive on a back road if it's going to take the same time, because I feel like I'm making that forward motion, that forward progress of some kind, and not just sitting there doing nothing, saying nothing, and feeling stuck. And oftentimes I find that this is how we feel in life as well. That when you're stuck in life, you're waiting for a promotion, waiting for clarity, waiting for the right moment or the perfect instance to leave your spouse or to quit your job or to go and find a better friendship or to go exercise, to lose weight, to make more money, to start a business. We're stuck waiting for fill in the blank. We're constantly waiting. I want you to hear this, especially if you're used to being busy all the time, if you're constantly on the go, if when someone says, "How are you feeling?" your answer is busy. I want you to hear this. If you sit still, your time is not wasted. If you're a type A personality that you feel like you constantly have to be moving, that you constantly have to be going, that you're not productive unless you're doing something, stillness is not wasted time. It creates space for thought, reflection, insights, and noticing what you usually miss. So, in this stillness, how can you use this stillness to your benefit, to your advantage? You can reflect on a goal you want or a conversation that you just had. When something goes astray that needs correcting or something that you need to work on, you can work through the process or seeing it from different angles. Think about, have you ever had a really good idea in the shower? And then oftentimes you forget about it once you get out of the shower. But you have those good ideas in the shower because it's just you in stillness. Nothing's going on. The TV isn't going. Someone's not talking to you. The phone's not ringing. There's nothing but you and the water coming down. Now, if you play the radio or have the TV going while you're in the shower, I encourage you to stop all the noise and just have it be you in the shower, because you'll come up with some really, really, really of your best ideas there where there is no chaos happening around you and all that's going on is stillness. Now, keep in mind, whenever you get out of the shower, you're getting back to life, your routines and things going on. So as soon as you get out of the shower, make sure you write down this brilliant idea and put it somewhere that you remember you're putting it. Otherwise, you'll lose that brilliant idea. The same thing happens when you're in stillness. Why people meditate, why I just literally will sit there in my office for a few moments with my eyes closed and I just and process. And the most amazing thing happens even when you're trying not to think, you're still thinking because your brain does not stop. Your brain keeps happening. It keeps thinking. It keeps replaying conversations. It keeps problem solving. And so in that stillness, you'll come up with solutions and answers that you wouldn't have come up with if you kept pressing and pressing and pressing your brain to come up with the solution. So when you stop and pause, it allows your brain to breathe too, to be in that stillness. And it's also one of the main reasons why I don't listen to the radio in the car. It is silence because it is my time to allow my brain that stillness so it can process ideas, solutions, conversations, projects. Some of the most amazing ideas come when I'm in my car because there's no noise going on besides the noise going on in my head with the thinking that's going on. So how can you instill stillness in your life? Now remember, I was driving toward zero destination. I just Sent my car out in this specific direction, had no idea where it was going to end up. No map, no outcome. And I was just trusting that I was going to end up somewhere because I was, right? After 2 hours, I would be somewhere. And in life, you often drive blind. You want guarantees before you start, and you rarely, if ever, get them. Now, you may often feel paralyzed because you don't know your exact goal. And if you don't know your exact goal, you don't know how to make forward progress towards that goal. And you think you can't start until you have a crystal clear endpoint that you know every step along the way. But friend, it's not your job to know every step along the way. It's your job to say yes to the first opportunity that presents itself. And then you take a step. And then the next opportunity is going to present itself. And you're going to take that step. And then the next one's going to present itself. You take your step. And before you know it, you're taking these steps. And the goal, the destination becomes clearer along the way. You can literally start off on the path when it's fuzzy, when it's murky, when it's messy, as long as you're creating some kind of movement and some kind of forward motion. I remember when I started the Say Yes experience, a good friend of mine said, really crystal clear on the vision you have, where you're going, what your goal is. And she said, but as long as you know it, we're good. As long as you know it, we're good. And when I first started, I kind of had a murky vision of it. And then as I kept going along the path, opportunities started opening, and the picture and the vision kept getting clearer and clearer and clearer until now I can stand and say, this is what we're doing. This is what we're building. And here's who we're building it for. We're building this movement for people who want growth, who want development, who want to actively participate and live their life, that they're at this point in their life that they're saying, there's more to life than this. They're on autopilot. They're just going through the motions, but they want to have fun again. Maybe they want to travel. Maybe they want to find love. Their kids are older, or maybe they never had kids. And they're like, it's time for me. And what does that look like? Because oftentimes they get to a point and they don't know who they are. And we want to make sure that you know who you are. So you don't have to have this clear, specific goal in place to get moving toward something. If you're passionate about it, if you have purpose, if you have a drive in your heart, if you have an idea, take a step toward it, because there's no such thing as a perfect destination to begin with. Just start moving and the path is going to reveal itself. And trust that the path is out there. Trust in yourself, trust in your instincts, and trust that you're not going to be stranded, that all those steps will reveal themselves to you in the exact right time. And oftentimes you, my friend, don't know what that exact right time is it, because we want to know everything before we get started. And even if you knew everything, that does not mean you need to take all of those, because once you start, you'll realize, ooh, I don't like that. I need to veer into something else. Or, oh, that didn't work out as though I pictured. Let me move along. So the path is going to be altered and adjusted along the way. So even if you knew everything, it's not like you're going 1, 2, 3, like a little hopscotch thing. You know exactly where you're going. You're going to jump on the first square and then you're going to say, oh, that next square is 2 feet away. I need to leap over to that. And then you're going to say, oh, the next thing I need to do is go on the jungle gyms. Oh, didn't plan on that happening when I'm playing hopscotch over here. So you're going to find that you're going to have to tweak and adjust, and you're going to have to pivot and be flexible along the way, no matter what your goal is. So when I'm sitting there in the midst of traffic with absolutely no idea how long I'm going to be stuck, because there is no off ramp, there's no way for me to go around. literally just sitting there, it completely derailed my whole sense of progress, of moving. I couldn't change it. I couldn't bypass it. I couldn't call someone to help me. All I could do was sit in that feeling of anxiousness. And that made me feel worse. Again, because we weren't moving. And in life, you have these delays, you have unexpected obstacles, you have times when things don't go as planned, you have roadblocks in the way. So, what roadblock has happened recently in your life? Because it's a roadblock or an obstacle, it doesn't need to derail you. Did you let it derail you or did you keep on moving? And sometimes we let things derail us completely off track. And then sometimes they derail us just for a beat, just for a moment. Because roadblocks don't mean stop, they're an invitation to adapt, to be flexible, to sit in patience, and to realize that you can still move even a little bit. Because sometimes that movement is going on in your brain, in your emotions, and not physical progress and movement. And sometimes we need that movement in our brains to come up with new ideas, new thoughts, new projects, new ways of moving, whether it's in relationships, in our business, in life, in the roles that we take, new ways that we're moving, and new feelings that we're feeling. And we have to give ourselves permission to think different thoughts, to feel different things. And we do that when we're still. We don't do that when we're constantly on the go and in the busyness. The Say Yes experience is the movement that helps you adapt to change, enhance mental wellness, and stretch into what's possible. We tailor every experience to your specific challenges and goals, whether that's preventing burnout, building resilience, or creating a culture of bold action and connection. Whether it's a getaway with your friends or creating something for small teams to an entire organization, this is where transformation begins. Say yes to growth. Say yes to a custom experience designed just for you. Let's build and develop your own Say Yes experience at jessicarector.com. This episode is sponsored by Wish you could hit pause, catch a breath, and leave the rat race behind for a while? You can. Come check out Breakspace, a global community where mid-career professionals just like you are creating life-changing breaks every day. Founded by two leading break experts, this one-of-a-kind resource is your go-to for all things career break. With hands-on coaching, dynamic courses, and genuine connection, you don't have to go at it alone. Visit gobreakspace.com to learn more and join today. So maybe the still moment that you're having is the exact pause that you need at the exact right time to get clear on an image, on an idea, on a path, on a relationship, because this allows you to move forward at a faster rate. Now, although I was sitting there in traffic, not moving, I truly didn't have anywhere I needed to be. And this was actually extremely freeing to me because I was able to let go. Imagine if I had somewhere to be, I would have been late getting there and I would have felt that stress start to bottle up inside of me just sitting there, not being able to go around them, not being able to get off, not knowing how long it was going to be, because I was really staying true to not getting out my phone, although I desperately wanted to, not getting out my phone and looking to see when the traffic even let up, because I didn't even know how long this went on. It could have gone on for 10 miles, 20 miles, 30 miles. I had absolutely no idea. I just had to sit there and trust the process. Now, most people run their lives on extremely tight schedule. Every hour is accounted for, every minute of every hour. You rarely experience true openness. Now, what would life look like, or even a day, if you didn't have anywhere to be and nothing to do? How would you choose to spend your time? Where would you be going, if anywhere? What would you be doing? Give yourself that space to have no plan. Your plan is no plan, because freedom, it's not about knowing every step. It's in giving yourself permission not to know every step, not to have a plan. Some of the best moments happen in spontaneity, things that you can't plan. Those are the precious, and the gifts are between the conversations, between the hours, between the places to be, and just in the spur of the moment kind of way. Now, as I sat there, the time kept piling up and kept piling up. And then it started to open up. And it opened up greatly all at once. People just started going. And after 2 hours, I got off the highway, had no idea where I was, but I was in small town America and went to a gas station, which was right there because I needed gas to get back home. And there was this big, beautiful, ginormous house right next to the gas station. And I realized that they probably own the gas station, but it was white with a little bit of black trim around it. And the contrast was gorgeous. And I realized I would have never happened upon this beautiful house had I not driven 2 hours without a destination and sitting in that traffic. So oftentimes, we're in a hurry to get somewhere that we don't sit there and really absorb and enjoy those life moments, those in between moments. Because some of the best ones that happen are off route, the things that we just could have never planned for. And we need that spontaneity in our life. You need to have that random conversation, go down the side street, say yes to an unexpected opportunity, and stop being so busy hurrying from one thing to the next that you don't take time to absorb and appreciate what's around you. In fact, what's right in front of you. So if you ever only stick to the plan, you miss out on the surprises. And sometimes the detour that you have is actually the destination that you need most in that moment and especially for that day. So when I was sitting there feeling stuck in the traffic, it was uncomfortable. Couldn't grab my phone, couldn't figure out what was going on, didn't turn on the radio to kill the silence. I literally sat in silence. Even my dog's Shadow was in the back seat and he was asleep. So it wasn't even like he was interacting up, perched around, seeing what was going on. Most people avoid stillness. Are you avoiding stillness? You grab your phone, you're bored, you turn on noise, the TV in your house or the radio, or you pick up the phone and call someone. You get on YouTube to watch a video, anything to avoid silence, anything to avoid being still with yourself. So give yourself permission to sit in that silence. No noise, no music, no TV, phone, no talking, just sitting there. Sit in the discomfort, because sitting in that discomfort, the things that make you feel uncomfortable, builds resilience. It trains you to hold space for uncertainty instead of constantly running from it. And when you can sit in being uncomfortable, when you can sit in uncertainty, when change happens, you easily adapt. When the unknown is thrust upon you, it doesn't scare you. You say, bring it, let's go. But the only way to get to that point is to sit in the silence and to sit in the discomfort, to not have all the answers, to not be able to control every aspect of the situation, and to be able to let that go. The things that you can't control, let them go. And to be okay with letting them go. It's a practice. And you have to train yourself on that practice of letting things go, of being okay with things not going the way you planned, being okay with someone not doing something the way you would do it or the way you want it done, letting go of the conversation that didn't work out the way you wanted, letting those things go, because the more you want to control things, the more you're going to feel out of control. And that's not a fun place to be. Feeling like you want to control things and then feeling out of control in the process. And also come to the realization that there's very little in life that you control. You control yourself, and that's it. Now, let's go back to the moment I actually started moving again when the road started clearing. I still to this day don't know why there was so much traffic on that highway, because even when it opened up and we started moving at a fast pace, there was no signs of why it was stopped. There was no construction going on. There was no stopped or stalled vehicle. I have no idea why. And of course, our brains are problem solvers. We want to solve the problem. We want to know why that happened. Never will. And so we just have to learn to let that go. The things that we don't know, be okay and get to a place that you may never know. And that's okay. You don't have time and the energy and the space in your brain to keep thinking about things that you'll never know. You can't control it. So let it go. But when it started opening up and we started going at a fast pace, momentum replaced the anxiety that I was feeling. So if you're waiting for the perfect plan, don't wait. Take action, any action. Because the truth is, any movement creates relief and it builds your momentum and helps you move faster because your momentum just keeps piling on top of each other. And you'll feel so much better when you're doing something, anything, because then you'll slowly make forward progress. Even if you're not sure if it's going to work out, time's going to reveal it's where you're supposed to be at that exact moment, and it's going to lead you down the path you're meant to be on. So I have a friend who is on a better health journey, and he started this a couple years ago, and he was out of shape to what he says. He was out of shape. He was at the heaviest he'd ever been. And at first, he couldn't even walk around the block. And he will tell you how challenging it was just to get out the door. He didn't expect himself to go walk a mile that first day. He struggled to walk down the street, but he would put his shoes on, lace them up, and walk down his driveway. Next day, put his shoes on, lace them up. He'd walk down his driveway and down to the next house. Put his shoes on, lace them up, walk down his driveway, down a few more houses. And before he knew it, he was walking a block. And then he was walking a block and a half, and then 2 blocks. And then it's been a few years. Now he walks miles. And he is in amazing shape, and he's lost 130 pounds. And he started with putting on his shoes, lacing them up, because he knew the time was going to come, whether he got in shape or not, whether he lost weight or not. And I asked him, like, why was it this time? What happened? And he said one of the biggest things is his father had passed away, and he had a lot to live for. And it was just his time to start. So don't wait until things are perfect. Take a step. One step.
Hey, I'm Blaze, and the SAYS experience was my idea. I created it to help my mom, Jessica Rector. When she was traveling and keynote speaking a lot and on the verge of burnout, I wanted her to say yes to herself, to joy, and to what's possible. What started out with me helping her find a new ice cream around town had turned into a movement. So together we wrote this book, The Say Yes Experience, with 52 powerful tips to help you prevent burnout, strengthen your mental health, and live intentionally. Step outside your comfort zone. One tip, one small shift, one big impact. Ready to say yes to a better you? Grab the Say Yes Experience at jessicarector.com/store.
Burnout isn't just exhaustion, it's a warning sign that something needs to change. 90% of the workforce has been in burnout in the last year alone, according to Gallup, and it's not going away anytime soon. It's even impacting the home life, but it doesn't have to be that way. In my powerful book, Blaze Your Brain to Extinguish Burnout, 52 Keys to Prevent, Breakthrough, and Beat Burnout, I show you how to take back control, reignite your energy, and transform overwhelm into opportunity. Backed by research and real-life strategies, this isn't just another self-help book. It's your guide to lasting change, mental wellness, and saying yes to the life you deserve. Ready to break the burnout cycle? Grab Blaze Your Brain to extinguish burnout today at jessicarector.com/store. If you want to get a copy for your team or all your employees, reach out to me directly for rates at jessica@jessicarector.com. Even the wrong road beats staying stuck in neutral, because one step today, maybe that's just putting on your shoes, lacing them up. Maybe it's putting on your shoes, tying them, walking down your driveway. One step. Tomorrow it's 2 steps. The next day it's 3 steps. Before you know it, it'll be a block. So whatever that step is to you, no longer do you want to stay stuck in neutral. Just get moving, because you move a little, that little bit's going to pile on the next little bit and the next little bit. You're going to, before you know it, create massive forward momentum, and you'll thank yourself that you started with one step. So what step are you going to take today to create that forward momentum and get yourself out of feeling stuck in neutral? Because what you don't realize now in this moment is that you also may find yourself in the version of small town America where you're looking upon something so beautiful and gorgeous, and that you would have never had the plan in place to see that, to experience that, to enjoy that. So that may be building a bigger business than you ever dreamed possible. That may be finding love in a place that you would have never intentionally looked. That may mean taking your dream vacation that you've been putting off. That may mean having a conversation with someone at the grocery store that leads to an incredible friendship. That may mean talking with a friend who tells you about a job opportunity, and you apply and get this amazing job in a fantastic company. You don't know as long as you continue to stay stuck. So what step are you taking today to move yourself forward and create momentum? You don't need a perfect plan, a clear GPS, or a guaranteed destination. What you need is to move. Sitting still will make you anxious, but any momentum creates clarity. So my challenge for you this week is simple. Stop waiting until you know every turn in the road, until you know every step, and just get moving. Pick a direction. Trust that wherever you end up is where you're meant to be at this exact moment. And if this conversation's got you fired up, make sure you share this episode with a friend who's been stuck in neutral. Let them know it's okay to not have it all figured out. It's all about saying yes to what's right in front of you. And one more thing, the Say Yes experience is a movement. And if you're a brand that believes in courage, possibility, and helping other people live more, I'd love to partner with you. Sponsorships are now open. And the right fit means being part of something that will reach and inspire millions of people. Email me at hello@sayyesexperience.com. That's hello@sayyesexperience.com. We would love to connect with you. So I know you don't want to be in the same place in the future that you are right now. So what forward motion will you take this week? Just a small forward motion. I believe in you, my friend. Say yes, live more.